one, my country people, Dr. Waiting. Listen, whether or not you accept my country people is a force to reckon with. Me and I agree. This is an enemy that is strong. So we got to be technical to what they do. We thank my country people for this wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.
A citizen of Cameroon who's been living in Maryland is charged with conspiring to provide support to armed separatists in that country and threatening to hurt or kidnap people there. The head of the Justice Department's criminal division says 38-year-old Eric Tawtaw of Gaithersburg is accused of ordering horrible acts of violence, including cutting off people's limbs. Tawtaw is also accused of working to provide money, weapons, and personnel to rebel fighters in Cameroon. If convicted, he faces up to 15 years in prison on the material support count and 5 years in prison on each count of making threatening communications to injure or kidnap.
Sports at 25 and 55 brought to you by Amentum, advancing the future together for the intelligence community.
Can't talk enough, Cap State Press.
I am Chong Gumba, your humble host. It may come as a pleasant surprise to our viewership that we are back after a 2-year break. I was devastated by the brutal killing of Comfort Timasan in Muyuka by the now dead fighter Charger. Just to clear the Comfort Timasan story, take a minute to listen to the conspiracy against us. This is what we gathered from our initial investigation.
Yeah, not your door. You remember me? You want Azuzu?
Yes.
Okay. Me a corner for advice, and I want me to hear my advice like a big brother. We will not get courage. Now why there plenty people for diaspora they only make that noise. We will not get the courage. We will not, yes. Now we will not get the courage. We only make that noise, and now we will fight for we. But one thing they charge away, it go mess up this revolution if we not take care. More na take and say you feel be where you fight for year, your family dey for some different place. For war, charger for war, you get things and way they get to be followed. That's why here they say POW, prisoner of war. I understand say when I no get place where una fit keep black leg. Why una no go beat them or una even leave them? Why they get for kill the person brutally, like which way your boys and do and why? Now you do them. Okay, tell me why, Charger. Now black leg.
Yes.
Okay, what did that girl do? I know say you. I hear you when I ask you say they be don't warn you. What did that girl do? Tell me.
We go sleep for army barrack before we army them. Understand now? We sleep with them. Even now very day actually, they come on our barrack. Now they sleep time or have our morning time. So all the things them,
yes.
Already know. Yes. So now when I said that morning, I can't take it so.
Okay.
But yes, even if they want to overhaul more. Start telling me some very not talking around them. If that's the one say all I get it, they used to come, they didn't have booyah. I don't know what they get them. Very soon I said all I get them, where they come, they didn't have booyah, but they don't know them. They know them our face when they come up booyah, so they come booyah.
You get the video where he give all this information.
Yes.
Send them for me.
But you know, for send them none of the police on the tunnel. Because they go the whole way.
This is the evil plan they concocted to counter the real facts. Listen.
A guy who want to be a journalist or investigator who calls this guy in Moyoka and say, hey, you know what? You agree to committing this crime. I put 10 million in your hands to support you, so that because you guys are doing a great job. And the guy in Moyoka goes ahead to accept it, and it becomes the narrative. A lot of public runs with it, and before you know, a lot of public is telling the world that Ambazonian separatists, they did it. Their newspapers, the Guardian Post, which we have banned, ladies and gentlemen, They come out screaming with their headlines, Ambazonian separatists have killed a woman, and so on and so forth. I want to ask all of you here on this platform, what do you think this was a setup? That this guy in Houston, Texas would have to call this guy, promise money in his hands, and then the guy accepts it, and then the narrative goes on from there. You think this was a setup? Barrister John, let me start with you, please.
Yes, it was a proper setup because it was part of the narrative to show that this thing was done by our boys. Let me tell you what that idiot in Houston did. He called this guy, the guy they called General
Gumba.
Charger, is it Charger?
Charger, yes.
Yes, in Muyuka, and tells him, I will give you 10 million if you accept that you are the one, you and your boys did it. And this Charger of an idiot, whether he wants money for what, he said he wanted the money to buy his material. I'm not sure that Charger is working for the restoration forces. At any rate, that's a story for another day.
Right.
This guy accepted, and then the 10 million was not paid. The guy is now screaming. And my understanding is that we have laid a hands on him and let him tell who are the boys that he used. And he is saying he was set up. They wanted to give him 10 million and he accepted. He was not at the scene of the incident. He knew about it. He saw the incident happen, but he was not at the scene. I mean, it's part of the narrative that La Republic is shopping for evidence, shopping to put it on the restoration forces. But they don't know that everything they do backfires. That is what has happened. This Charger man is a very good witness that we intend to preserve for the ISIS. I hope Bo is listening to me. The Charger man is in the keeping of the restoration forces in Muyuka, and we will be taking him as a witness for this atrocious act that La Republic has committed in Muyuka. Because they thought that they could win him to admit, and they use that admission to say that it was the restoration forces. But they forgot to pay him. That is the catch. They forgot to pay him, and this guy is now denouncing and cursing them and threatening that he will cut. What is that man's in Ngumba? Ngumba
Theodore.
Yes, that when he sees him, he will cut off his head, he will kill him or whatever. Charger is going to tell us at the ICC what he knows. But this crime in Muyuka and others cannot go without the courts, the International Court of Justice, looking at it.
Bishop John, I think both, it was Barrister John who mentioned he doesn't know whether this guy in Muyuka who received this phone call from this mortician in Houston, he doesn't know whether he's indeed a genuine restoration fighter. What do you know about him?
Secretary Chris, for the sake of investigation, I don't want to say very much about this young man. But this young man, as if it is the Charger that we know, he has been somebody who is fighting on the ground. He took over from General Wazuzu. So he's somebody we know that is one of us. But as these boys are on the ground, things can happen. You just heard him that he thought that he will have money. I don't know, by this time, all Ambazonians should know that La Republic is broke. Before La Republic is promising you 10 million, you think that you are going to get the 10 million, you are a fool. La Republic hired lobbyists in the United States, they could not pay them. La Republic is scamming even the Westerners because of this. We have made La Republic to bleed money and blood. La Republic is bleeding money. So all these people who think that they are going to make deals with our public and they will get money, they are deceiving themselves. There are many like this who are being deceived, like Secretary Chris, on false promises that our public is giving them, and maybe our public will take a couple of some thousands, and maybe 50 or 25,000 and give them. They begin to be happy that our public will come and give them 10 million or 1 million. It is a very big fat lie.
To add more credibility to our stance, listen to how they gathered and planned to destroy the truth.
Afternoon. Yeah, listen. Have you spoken recently with the charger, General Charger? Yeah, I'm talking with him. The guy keeps on talking. Why can't you stay quiet? So what is information? He did an interview with Clovis the other day now. No. We gave him the information from Clovis. He talked to Clovis. Or you gave the information to Clovis? Yeah. He talked to Clovis. Okay, I'm going live today. This is the angle we have finally agreed upon. We have agreed that this is what I'm putting out, and which I would like you to put him to know, so that he should not go out opening his mouth and saying anything. Because we have tried to craft this in the way that we look like we are trying to get to the bottom of the thing in the eyes of the international community. So we are stating that he coming out to claim that he did the killing was induced by Nkunda, who has promised him some support, and he's talking to Nkunda. He was saying that Ngumba was one of the leaders out here in the diaspora, and so he accepted. He told Theodore that he did it only because he thought Theodore was going to send them support. Theodore had promised them to send them money to buy more equipment. So, which is the reason why he accepted to Theodore that he did it. So we have stated that, and the actual case, he did not do it. He was not at the scene of the event. The videos are there. People can look at those videos and they realize that this guy was not the one. He was merely induced to say that he did it. However, the guys who did it were actually boys serving under him. You understand? Who are restoration forces. So we are saying that we reprimanded this guy Chacha, and once we reprimanded him into custody and began interrogating him, the guy that he was vouching for, who had carried out the act, absconded, fearing that our dragnet would get to them too once we have Chacha in our custody. You understand that? Yeah, so we say that the guys absconded once they found out we have Chacha, their commander, in our custody. They absconded, and as of now, they are still at large. So this is the angle we are taking, and then we are saying that we will hunt them and smoke them out wherever they are. Of course, these are empty words. Yeah, we will hunt them, we will smoke them out, and they will receive due justice for the killing. So I'm trying to brief you so that when I go live, these guys, they don't listen to it on ground zero and start another version of the story. So if we're possible, call him, let him know that this is the angle we're putting out. I'm coming out with it. We're protecting him. We're covering them. They should not open their word and say a thing.
No, they are already aware. people usually listen only to us and don't listen to us because we are only advising he's aware because we know that we are trying to protect him and protect the revolution. So he's completely aware of anything that is showing that he's not part of that team. I think he has no problem with that. So we'll keep talking to him. And we have also changed his contact so no one can talk to him anymore.
Good.
And I also found another warning that any registration fighter that is talking to anyone in the diaspora should know that they are being recorded on this incident. So anybody who opens their mouth to get their audios out there on social media, they will have questions to answer from us.
Alright, good. I just wanted to give you a heads up on this so that you didn't come as a surprise when I go up and do it. So I'm trying to edit. Time is not on my side. Let me quickly finish editing this.
Okay, okay. So what time are you like?
7 p.m. your time.
So there is some information that I'm not confirmed yet. So
what is it?
I'm going to try to confirm that. I've been informed that Chong Gumba will be in Moluka tomorrow, and also been informed that the Moluka Council they will smuggle into Open Council on Friday. So but what I want to do is I don't want it to go viral yet. So I want to go with the voice and
yes.
How far go here.
Yes. Yes. Let the please work with them. If they can smoke him out or even destroy whatever convoy is coming in, that would be awesome.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to see. So I'm trying to work with them now to see how we can plan different things and things like that. So
Yeah.
So because they don't know that we know that it's coming. So it's something that we need to work on that.
All right. Let me go.
Okay, thank you.
What do you know about the demonstration that leaders on who are planning in Korea?
Yeah, I think I told you that I think you need to blow it out there because a lot of people have not been released. They are still in the Republic custody and the Republic is recruiting other people to add in their fold and they are saying each recruit 5,000 francs. So you need to highlight that as well, that the international community should know.
The incident in Moluka took place. When was it? Was that on the 13th?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Let me run. Time is my problem here now. Yeah.
We actually initiated a defamation lawsuit against Chris Anu and his ABC alias Alphabet TV. However, we are taking it slowly, hoping that the light of truth will shine in their eyes and wake them up. We are well aware of the statute of limitations and may choose to escalate at any time, conscious that they cannot defeat the truth. The bad news for them is that lies are like firewood, while the truth is golden. Firewood can rot or burn, but gold will not. They have created an extensive network to fight the truth, and us by extension. When we tell the truth, depending on who it is against or who it does not favor, we are immediately tagged and labeled as blacklegs or supporting the separatists. We continue to be attacked by both the government and separatists. Either way, we are only interested in the truth and the people. We'll settle for nothing less. Myself and my team had to take a step back and reflect on the best course of action to inform and improve our people's situation. On a positive note, we want to extend an enormous thank you to all the kind donors who have continued to support Comfort Timasa's children to give them a better future. We can confidently assert that Comfort Timasa's children are faring well, especially with their education. We will continue to do our due diligence as we promised from day one.
I know kind of like people, they say, I'll be African prince, My people they get money, they get it way when I lie. You know, so that so most of these people that's what they do. Crooks. Anyway, I live when I did. Trust the boy.
Dr. Charles Agbo, good evening for you, my dear senior comrade. The burden for you for report your taxes, the burden for individual for report your taxes data on ye. And if you lie when you report your taxes, you need to get that only fine, depending on how much you lie for that taxes. You go for prison. You feel go for prison as well because a felony. You understand? I don't try my best but talk say this Eric Tato it matter this so that matter we no get defense. Me no man no find pleasure for the camp. They can't try to defend Eric Tato. Because at the end of the day, we don't even know the details for the facts them for the thing away they feel the accused. No something we can't share them for social media for talk say I be talk say. Eric Tato never play fair for inside Ambassador struggle. The guy has not played fair. Yes, and for the bring him for conversation, this will be very dangerous. Yeah, I think say we need to avoid them for come in Eric Tato's defense. We need to avoid them. That's not a good place to go because the more people that they come for Eric Tato's defense, the more they expose Eric Tato. Because he says Eric Tato never carry for defense. He never try to defend himself. The game where Eric Tato play inside Ambassador struggle is a trouble. It's a very very trouble game. So I only try for explaining for we say we don't go for this place every time they only take and say no, let's not go us to this place because it will only put this guy in more trouble because people will take advantage of the anger that they have in some of the things and they will say stuff. Eric Tato don't make mistake for talk say meaning Gary put a hand there. He did not make a mistake. When you talk say make a mistake, they use self you try to defend mistake. He don't make a mistake for talk say meaning chop people that hand off. He don't talk at one time. He don't talk at 2 times. He don't talk at 3 times. He don't talk at 4 times. He don't talk at 5 times. You understand? Mistake now when you don't talk at one time. You pass for day. They think go should not play talk say you that mistake. But in this case, it's not a mistake. Yes. It was purposefully done. It done on purpose. And now the purpose where it do am. Now for the purpose where it do am and the action where it follow am go make you go take responsibility for that thing. You remember say I don't talk say will PA for Ambassador struggle this will get problem because every time we take people they say self-determination no be something way no be some group thing na individual thing as I don't always talk about the forum say una be careful with this way people they work and preach about self-determination and this and this we not be a people will be constituted the way law they recognize people the way they pick up all with opinion can talk say this opinion this will it be agreed by all. No opinion will never ever be agreed by all. Opinion will never ever be agreed by all. And some people they take advantage for the fact that they have some position where they feel talk something the way it go influence a situation for use so that thing for the main noise with them left and right, up and down, morning, afternoon, and night, where in the end of abuse the rights of some people the way they did it some place quiet. I don't always tell people they say this law where they make noise this I don't always tell people they say this law this way they line for the law of a team. Make people they don't check say because they for Ambassador struggle they feel they come every time come push something them and then when you disagree with people then they define way for victimize you because you say that those are not the things that we are supposed to be saying. Up to this moment so like I talk roasters they go for go roast. They go one by one for go roast. Some people they don't make some statement them do something and they change sometime that statement them they don't be quiet. No, as long as you make that statement people then get them it will come back at some point. Yes, it will come back. We need to test ourselves like a people for us to say like a people. When we talk, we will come together like one person so that we always statement if you always be considered saying a statement for everybody. Some people they say that also sometimes we talk so that because we don't like them, who don't like which way they try to do for Ambazonian struggle. No. Now saying that the mistake that way we don't make it from the start. The deny say, we don't enter inside one broom so that when that broom go beat fly, it will be difficult for move for single out that stick broom way. Now he beat that fly. Now the bullet that we don't shoot down for ourselves. We will not defend any person for anything. We will not defend any person for anything because people did. If you did stuff like individual, or you had that impression that we have the right of self-determination, you need to consider and say, now you like an individual in most contexts, them you get that right of self-determination, which of course is a right. It just depends on which way you do to break the law. Within that arise them, when the law will protect you again like an individual, we need to always touch all that thing and make sure say we do some of this in them for public. When he bounce back come to win the individual them, we will be able to stand the heat. Yes. I know like me, the Eric Tawtaw bringing for inside conversation or any man for can't defend Eric Tawtaw because it's going to cause more harm than it will cause good. I yield.
Yeah, listen. Eric not need nobody to defend. Eric defend himself. He be capable of defending himself anytime. And he get the means for hire a defense team. Okay? So anytime he meet Eric, Eric be equal to that. If not jail, he go jail. He not get nothing to do Ambazonians. He don't get nothing to do Ambazonians. He never come here for can ask Ambazonians for help. And he not there for the struggle. He not there for the struggle anymore. So the people that are there for the struggle, maybe they concentrate on freeing we. So Eric not there for the struggle. Because I don't know why they always bring a name here. That people they bring the name here. Okay, I just exchanged emails with it today. A couple of days out there, they talk how he did for jail already. So Eric not there for the struggle. He need to hold nobody. He need to disturb the struggle in any way. Okay, and if anybody get any charge for bring against you for the struggle, may they bring them. May they bring them. They no play with it. They know the court document. They will tell you anything. When I get charges about you, I want charge about Ambazonian struggle. I bring them. Okay, instead of coming to talk. In order for the struggle, in order to use up Ambazonian social media space anymore. Okay? In the money business, any man will get anything against him, make it take him for court. Make it take him for court. As the US government don't do, fine. If he defend himself, anytime. Yeah, if he defend himself, I get a means to defend himself. So I don't see why we argue here about I'm done, I'm not done. In order for the struggle, you will not see the issue, those orders, they begin to cut people down. And then we see this in the operate, since they operate. So what's that a problem, did it? Anyway, I'll leave on a day. Bye.
Thank you, senior comrade, Dr. Charles Agwo. You know, go ever separate Eric Tawtaw from Ambazonian struggle. You understand, no? That's something that way you make mistake. You will never separate Eric Tawtaw from Ambazonian struggle. Whether you go find the greatest rocket scientist in the world, make him put on top Bodley equation. Can you say separate Eric Tawtaw from Ambazonian struggle? It no work. It will never work. I be unfortunate. I be very sorry to say that. You understand, no? So we need to deny say Eric Tawtaw no get defense for himself, but we need can talk say. Ask questions whether people they defy that tax them truthfully or stop. Now in a burden for you for fire taxes truthfully. For every businessman, that you define your loophole them. Now why that we see them smart people them they go for specialism for taxes for go fight that taxes because you tell him all the stories and then they tell you say okay do the one the way do the one the way do the one the way do the one the way. When I tell you something about Maryland. That Maryland we did for America, so I tell you something about Maryland. Very good Cameroonian and very good Ambazonian they stay for Maryland. But I'll give you some truth about Maryland. You know, say people for Maryland they get that same mentality we get for Cameroon, so no. You know how many Cameroonians they for Maryland they get tax problems. So that you say you talk to say they make an error. You know how many Cameroonians they for Maryland they get that tax problem then? Because those people are living in Cameroon mentality in that Maryland. So that you need to understand. But like I tell you, I don't want any man get me wrong. There is very, very good citizens of Ambazonia. Hi, how are you? There is very, very good citizens of Ambazonia the way they stay for Maryland. No man who can talk say, from don't talk say, all Cameroonians stay in Maryland, the bad people. A lie. I'll give you the other practical example. You see this coming way, he go on for Cameroon, so where this will picking them, our children, this small boy, they back and goes come left and right. You know how many picking them where they did between the ages of 19 and 21 when Cameroon they were prison for Maryland. You know how many? Where they come up, they take that same habit there for Cameroon, they bring and can't travel down for Maryland. So forget about that thing when you talk and so it's a fact.